Greetings, everyone. Thanks for joining me again for another one of my CCTV and security reviews. This time we have a new product from ieGeek. It's real similar to some of their past products, but this is, I guess it's upgraded so much that I consider it a new product. The main reason is because of the resolution. It is a ieGeek 5 megapixel solar-powered PTZ camera, and that 5 megapixel is a big thing. You don't get too many of those in solar-powered PTZ cameras. That's a good resolution. It has 355-degree pan, 120-degree tilt. It has 4 times digital zoom. It also has a spotlight in addition to the IR emitters. So at night when it detects motion, you can program it to turn that white spotlight on, and it'll give you a full color night vision. Otherwise, you can just go back to the standard IR night vision. I usually prefer that because I don't want to broadcast the fact that the camera is there, at least not right away. And if those white lights come on, it's a dead giveaway. But in any case, it's your preference. You can do the spotlight or just the IR. It also has a siren in it that, again, you can program it to trip the siren when it sees motion, or you can elect to go with just doing it manually via your app. You push a button on the app and it'll trip it. Or you can have it off completely so you don't annoy your neighbors. And I'm sure they'd be happier. It uses a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It's not going to use the 5 gigahertz, so don't try it. It's just going to work with the 2.4 gigahertz. It has two-way audio. Using your app, you can have a two-way conversation with the person out by the camera. It uses AI, artificial intelligence recognition, human recognition. What that means is when it sees motion, that AI is going to kick in and it's going to try and differentiate the difference between shadows and leaves blowing around versus a human person. And hopefully it's only going to send you a notification if it's a human person. It also has custom alarm areas where you can designate in the image view where you want it to trip if motion is detected, and it'll ignore all the other areas. So if you've got a sidewalk right out in front of your house where you know people are going to be going back and forth, you want to not use that area for recording. So you'd have the motion detection looking throughout your yard, but not on that sidewalk. So in that case, people walking up and down a sidewalk is not going to trip it, but somebody in your yard will. It'll take up to 128 gigabyte SD card for memory. That's internal memory. It does not come with a card. You need to provide that yourself. When it's not a 24-hour continuous recording, I tend to go a little smaller, maybe a 32 gig. Now, if it was always recording, then yeah, you're going to want as big a card as you can because it's going to burn up that space. But 32 should be okay. It has an IP65 weatherproof rating. And by the way, with that SD card, you can elect to go with cloud storage as well. In that case, if somebody damages your camera or steals it completely and taking the SD card with it, those images are going to be up in the cloud for you to look at. You get a 7-day free trial for cloud storage, but beyond that, it's going to cost you money. Personally, I don't use it, but a lot of people swear by it. And as I said, IP65 weatherproof rating. It uses a 4 dBi dual Wi-Fi antennas. And something very unique to ieGeek is it has a 2-year warranty. I don't know if I've ever seen that on a consumer product that you get online. Probably somebody's got it, but I've never seen it. So that's an impressive warranty for a consumer product. Keep that in mind. Now, what do you say we do some unboxing here? All right, let's open this box, and right off the bat, you're going to see the difference between a good seller and a bad seller, and that is in its box, because ieGeek pads these things very well for shipping, and you can see that here. You could probably toss this thing around and not damage it, although I'm not going to try that. First thing we got, of course, was the solar panel. And the solar panel's basic job is to keep the battery topped off. And, of course, the battery's in the camera. Then we have a charging cable. Before you go trying to program this camera and set it up like we're doing now, you want to hook this into maybe your cell phone charger and plug it into the camera to charge the camera up. You want it fully charged when you're programming. Mount for the solar panel hardware. Now let's get this camera out of here. And like I said, it's nicely fit in there. Take that off. And right off the bat, I'm going to show you the mount on this so I can relate to the side. This mount here is pretty unique, and I really like it. Because what you do is you would screw this on to the surface that you want to mount the camera, say on the side of your house. You just use normal mounting screws to do that. And once that's mounted, this is basically quick connect and disconnect camera from there. You would slide your camera in there like that, and then there's these special screws here that go in 4 side holes, and that holds it in place in the mount. And like I said, it's quick disconnect, just like that. Here's your high gain and Wi-Fi antennas. Your batteries in this portion. Right here, your lens, your passive infrared motion detector. You have 2 light emitters here, both for IR and white light. And down here you've got your speaker, and then you've got a weatherproof cover here that covers your on-off switch and your reset switch, along with the SD slot. Let's go ahead and throw the SD card in there, like so. And I'm going to leave this open because we're going to need that open to start this up. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to program it with using your cell phone. All right. Grab our cell phone here, and we are going to go into the ieGeek Cam app. You're going to see I have other products on there. I've used ieGeek for over a year now and reviewed several of their cameras, and they've all surpassed my expectations, and I don't see any reason why this one won't. But anyway, on the top of this app, there's a plus up here in the corner, and we want to touch that, and it's going to bring up some options on what type of camera we're going to install right now. And this is a battery camera, so let's click on that. Now it wants us to hold the power button to wake up the device. Press that. There we go. We have a red light that came on. And it's telling me here that it really wants me to do this near my router. And to be honest with you, my router is clear on the other side of the house, so I guess my feelings wouldn't be hurt if this didn't work for me right away. But they've got pretty good Wi-Fi in their cameras, so hopefully we'll still be able to do it way over here. Let's hit next. Hold the reset button. That would be this one here for 4 to 5 seconds. Yeah, okay. Now we've done that. We have a solid red, And we're looking for a flashing red. Right now it's flashing. We're going to hit next. And you saw my screen go blurry here because I don't want you to see my password and for the Wi-Fi net. And I'm going to hit next. And now it's telling me we're going to bring up the QR code. So let's hit next. And there you see the QR code there. We're supposed to show the camera this. And right off the bat, it picked it up. It responded very well there. The light turned blue. And so that was a successful move. Hit next. Now it's searching for it on the network. Let's see how long it takes. Again, real quick. I'm impressed. It's telling me the device name right now is just a serial number, I believe. We can change that later. Let's hit next again. Now it's going to walk you through a few things. It wants you to charge the camera fully before you go out and mount it. I've already done that, so we're going to skip that. And it's going to give you some do's and don'ts here on what to do on as far as mounting goes. These are also in the instructions, so I'm going to go through them pretty quick here. And now it wants us to place the phone where it's going to be mounted permanently. And I am going to cheat because I am going to basically say it's mounted, and we're going to go to the next step. And we should see some video here in a minute. There you go. Hi, how are you? Okay. You don't really need to see me, do you? So we're going to point this up right now. And the Wi-Fi signal, as you can see, is normal. And that's pretty impressive, seeing these antennas are horizontal. They're supposed to be vertical. Plus, I'm on the other side of the house from the router. Let's hit next. And it wants me to choose a family that the camera's going to be in. That's the family I use. For a select room, I'm going to hit backyard, even though that's not where it will be. And I'm going to hit done. And voila, it takes me back to the home page of the app. We're going to close that down. And we are ready to take this outside and mount it. And that's what I'm going to do. Through the magic of editing, I'll be back with you almost instantaneously to show you how it's mounted. And then after that, we'll give it a day or so to do some testing. And again, almost instantaneously, we'll show you that stuff. So just hang on. We'll be with you in just a bit. All right, we're set up outside now. And the first thing I want to do is show you something that is a no-no. You shouldn't really do this, and I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. You'll see my solar panel is under an eave. That's a no-no. You need to get as much sunlight into this solar panel as possible, and you're not going to do it by being under the eave. But I've got this set up on a temporary mount here just for demonstration purposes. So I just wanted to warn you about that so you don't do anything dumb like I just did. In any case, let's go inside and see what kind of images we're going to get from this camera. And by the way, you may see some plywood up on our soffit up there. We don't have a crummy house. It's just that we got hit by Hurricane Ian not too long ago, and we still haven't recuperated. So please excuse the house, and let's go in and see some images from the camera. All right, we're back, and what we're going to do now is look at some footage from the cameras. Let's start with the nighttime video, and that would be right here. Okay. This first one, I believe, is strictly in IR mode. There is no white light to bring color out. But that's actually pretty good. And like I say, sometimes I prefer just to stay in the IR mode so nobody knows they're being recorded. Because obviously once that white light comes on, they're going to know. Okay, this one here, the white light came on. So we have full color night vision. and I'm just pacing around. If I were not moving around constantly, the camera would probably stop recording. Although in my case, I have it set to record for like 30 seconds after last movement, and you can adjust that so you don't waste too much cloud storage or the SD card. Another one outside, and that's pretty good. Normally the white light will wash out facial features, but I really don't think that's happening here too much. Alright, now let's go to some daytime, and right off the bat you're going to see I'm dark in front, because that's because the sun is behind me, and that's never a good thing. Here's one, I believe, from today, so the sun's not going to be that big of an issue. That's a darn good picture. I'm very impressed with that. And that might be it. That was the last one there. And what we're going to do now, we are going to go into, where are we here? We're going to go home, and we're going to go into, well, first, let's take a look at the current image, the image we have now, and we'll go over a couple things like with that. As far as bringing the image up right away, it all depends on how fast your Wi-Fi is and things like that. And there's the image. You'll see right below it here, it gives you some options. History, if we go into history, it's going to show you what's on the SD card. And you can pick that out per day or even per time. The other button is for cloud. I don't have cloud storage activated right now. But I believe you can get a week of cloud storage for free as a sample. Then you can just, through the app, go on and order more of it. Screenshot is just what it means is when you push that, you're going to take a screenshot of the image that's on there. Hold to talk, and this is your two-way audio, so we can talk to a person out there by the camera. Record, it's going to record a clip of what you are playing back. So if we're playing back some recorded images of a person out there, you would push that and you would get an actual video clip of that. Motion detection, you can turn it on and off here. PTZ, what that is we're going to be able to control the pan and tilt of the camera. And like that. Let's go the other way. Okay. And let's go back towards the center more. And just by pinching it, you can zoom in to this. Look at my mailbox there. Pinch in and pinch out, kind of like you would do on your camera on your cell phone. Okay, let's go into settings on this now. Push the gear button up on top, and right off the bat, you'll see up on top it shows your Wi-Fi signal, and right next to that it shows you how full your battery is. And if I hit the arrow on the side there, it'll take me into there and give me the device name, gives me network, signal strength, all that stuff. A lot of good stuff there. But where it says device name, let's tap on that. And we're going to change, we'll change that to driveway. D-R-I-V-E-W-A-Y. And hit done. Oh, we want to hit save up there. And right now the camera's renamed driveway. You'll see that up on top there. Okay, receive alert notification. I have it off. Turn that on right now. That means if the camera starts seeing movement out there, it's going to send me an alert to my phone along with a thumbnail image. But during our conversation here, I'm going to have that off so it doesn't start tripping on me. Device share, you can share this with a family member so they have access to the camera. Work indicator, that's a little flash, a little light on the front of the camera that tells you when it's powered up or when it's in motion and things like that. You can turn that off so it's not so obvious at night. Time setting, you can go in there and change it to a 12-hour clock or 24-hour clock. That's shown on the image. Image settings. Right now we're in full color mode, and that's intelligent vision. What that means is during the day we're going to be in full color, and at nighttime when it gets dark it's going to change to the IR mode. Or if you want, we can just tap on full color vision, and I don't really recommend that, but you can do it. Be recording that night all the time in color. Back up here. Sound settings, you can turn on your microphone and record voice. You have your speaker on. You can adjust the speaker volume there. Video encryption, we're not going to get into that. Alarm management. I have motion detection off, but I can turn it on or off there. But if I turn it on, come on, it gives me a bunch of other options. It gives me the sensitivity of the motion detection, and it gives me like 3 different options here. And I'm in custom mode, which means I can set a bunch of variables. I can turn on day or night humanoid detection, and if that sees body heat out there when the camera's looking for motion, it helps to weed out false alarms. There's also another format I'll show you in just a bit here that's even more advanced than that. Recording time, as I said, I have it set for 30 seconds, but I guess it's probably wiser to have it at 20 so you don't burn up so much space. Alarm interval, that means after the motion is detected. If I have it off, it's going to trip right away again if there's further motion. But you can also set it for 2, 5, or 10 minutes. So if you've got a busy area outside and it's constantly tripping because one person keeps moving around out there, you can set that to 10 minutes. So after the first alert, it's going to wait 10 minutes before it'll send you another one. Okay, let's back up here. Alert plan. You can set it for certain times of day to either be sending alerts or not sending alerts. Humanoid alarm area, and what that is it lets you set a grid. You can see here I have a grid set out there on the driveway, and if it sees motion in that area, then it's going to trip the alarm, trip the alert notification. Let's back up here. AI, intelligent analysis. That's a new one even for me. I believe this is going to be more advanced detection, and I think it's done in the cloud. That's why you have to pay extra for this. Right now I'm just sampling it. I have it set for people. And in other words, after the camera sees motion, it's going to analyze that motion and confirm that it's a person by using different methods to do that. And as soon as it does, then it's going to send you alert notification and start your recording. My guess is that that's going to, when you turn on humanoid detection, that adds a little bit of time before it'll actually send an alert because it's checking for body heat. But when you do this and you have the intelligent analysis, it's going to take even a little bit longer because it's going into the cloud and it's analyzing that video before it sends an alert. So it's not instantaneous motion detection on either of those, but one's going to be a little bit longer than the other. Hopefully I didn't confuse you on that. Okay, battery management tells you how much battery is left there. Recording management. This is where you can format your SD card, and it'll tell you how much time you have left on the SD card. Cloud storage service. This is where you can go in and purchase cloud storage. As I said, I don't have that authorized right now. I don't usually use cloud storage, but a lot of people out there swear by it. I mean, they're afraid of their SD card getting stolen or the entire camera, and if that happens, you're screwed. But with cloud storage, you've got an alternative. You can look up there in the cloud and see what was happening. Okay, you can restart your device here. You can delete the device from this app. And that gives you a whole lot of options there. I personally like this camera, and the 5 megapixel chip that's in here gives you excellent video quality. I don't know of any current solar powered cameras that have the 5 megapixel resolution. Normally it's 2 or 3. So obviously they'll probably all catch up in it in the future. But right now, ieGeek, I think, has the market for 5 megapixel solar powered camera. There are some PoE cameras out there that are obviously 5 megapixel, even 8. But for solar powered, this is, I think, the tops. And I'm impressed with it. That's pretty much it for me on this camera. As many of you know, I've got 20 years in the CCTV industry. I'm retired now. And I'm just wearing this for old time's sake. But I'm trying to help some folks out there with my knowledge of the CCTV industry, and hopefully I'm helping you. In any case, stay tuned for future episodes. And we'll be seeing you again very soon, I hope. Take care of yourself.